Am I the butthole for kicking my brother and his wife out after they asked my wife to host their baby shower 2 weeks after she had a stillbirth? My wife and I were expecting our first baby boy together. We've been married for 3 years and my wife had 1 miscarriage before, and we were really optimistic about this pregnancy. But the unexpected happened and my wife had a stillbirth 2 weeks ago. It all happened so fast. We thought we planned for everything, but all that was unexpected. We were devastated, to say the least. We haven't gone out nor talked to anyone during these times. My mom and family visit to check on us. They bring meals, books, and they ask how we're doing every day. Yesterday my brother and his wife were visiting as well. His wife's pregnant with their second, and the moment they sat down, she started talking about her baby shower. My wife and I were getting uncomfortable as she went on about what they're going to do. My mom was sitting there when my brother's wife looked at me and my wife and asked my wife if she's willing to host her baby shower party. We were stunned. My wife almost cried while my brother just sat there, arms folded, and smiled at us. His wife said no one is available, so she asked my wife to do it and that I'll be nice for her to change the mood. I immediately lashed out on her and told her to stop because she was acting selfish and inconsiderate of what we're going through. She played dumb as I reminded her that we just lost our son and asked how she could possibly think it's okay to even ask something like that. My brother told me to calm down, but I lost my temper. My wife went inside the room and I kept telling them what an insensitive request my sister-in-law just made. Shockingly, no one thought it was a big deal. We got into an argument and my brother blew up when his wife started crying. I told them to leave and my mom didn't like that I was yelling at them and lashing out. After they left, my mom reminded me that they're the ones sending meals and checking on me and my wife. She berated me for half an hour and told me to wait until they calmed down and apologize because I was out of line with how I behaved. I haven't talked to them. My dad says whatever happens I shouldn't treat them like that and that my anger was misplaced and I hurt the people around me, which was unacceptable. 2 things to point out / I'm not sure about them lacking intelligence because they're both intelligent enough to obtain a degree. My sister-in-law is a school secretary and my brother is a dentist. Also, I really thought my wife's family were worse because they wanted to have some of our baby's things to take with them before leaving town after they came. We're in low contact with them. Not the butthole. First of all, I'm sorry for your loss. I hope you guys are getting okay. Secondly, literally reading that filled me with anger on your behalf. How insensitive and selfish can you be? Also, seriously? Planning a baby shower will change your wife's mood? She's not upset because she banged her toe, she lost a baby. Your wife was almost crying and they still didn't stop? You were well justified. This is perfect. I'm livid just reading the post. Sister-in-law and brother are truly horrible people. I genuinely can't think of exactly what thought process led them to think this is a reasonable request. I know. It's not like they said, here, we brought you cookies and a meal, I hope it helps cheer you up. No. They effing asked his wife to plan a baby shower when she just delivered her own dead child. I can't even. Also, they probably brought them food to sweeten their request a little bit. I cannot fathom being that wrapped up in your own desires. My heart breaks for original poster and their wife, because if we're feeling this enraged and shocked. Yeah, no one else was available, probably because they act like asshats and no one likes them. Also probably because throwing a baby shower during a pandemic is a terrible idea. She is pregnant, the last thing she needs is getting COVID. This is also their second child. You don't have showers after the first unless there's a large gap of time. I'm having a hard time believing this wasn't malicious. I was thinking this, too. Agreed. I mean, if someone just offered to throw one, especially if it was a different gender, but to expect one. Nope, hell no. Or because it's a second baby, which doesn't usually come with a full-blown shower. Maybe someone throws you a sprinkle because they want to. But to go asking for someone to host a second baby shower makes you a butthole to behind with. Never mind the whole going full-blown sociopath and asking someone who just lost a baby. I came here to say just that. Second baby showers don't usually happen unless a lot, and I mean a lot of time has passed in between the babies. It comes off looking like a gift grab. Which, considering the insensitivity of Op's brother and sister-in-law, never mind the pandemic, might be what they want. Ops mom knew about their plan, I bet. Tell your mom and family you've got food covered, even if it means ordering extra so you have leftovers. The food that your family is supplying comes with too many strings. Not the butthole. Your extended family is very much the buttholes, though you and your wife deserve an apology. I am so very sorry for your loss. Here's what my family did about that. First baby, tons of gifts, adorable new tiny baby clothes, bells and whistles. Second baby, 2 years later, May. Still had all the stuff. I needed people to watch the older one, not a party and clothes, so that's what I got. Third kid, 7 years after the second? A bunch of used clothes and sizes for the whole first year, and tons of diapers. By then we were pros. This. Putting aside the obvious butthole of asking someone who has just lost a child, you don't get to make someone else throw you a baby shower for your second child. If you want one, do it yourself. The only reason to have a big party for subsequent children is if A. there is a significant age gap between children, or B. you have multiple children of one gender and are now having the opposite. Having another big party otherwise is ticky and greedy, since you should have everything you need. Sounds like original poster sister-in-law wants all the attention on herself instead of celebrating her baby, which is what a baby shower should be about. His family is a bunch of hypocrites. Why are they okay with the brother blowing up because his wife was upset, but original poster blowing up because his grieving wife is crying is deserving of a lecture? Gah, just reading the title made me gasp at the insensitivity, but the post is even worse. Simple. Baby fever. Ops parents are eager to be grandparents. If they don't side with this horrible brother and his wife, they might not get to be the fun grandparents. I bet you anything that's what's fueling the insensitivity. It's the brothers and sister-in-law's second child, so the ops parents are already grandparents. I don't think there's any reasonable explanation as to why they all thought this would be a good idea. Let the grandmother throw the shower, which is not necessary for a second child. Why are these households all hanging out together, anyway? COVID is raging and one of them is pregnant. I know, right? I feel sick for them. Here's a crafty casserole, now you owe us. The F. For F's sake, she wasn't even completely physically healed from that yet, and they expected her to be okay emotionally? Besides the fact that delivering a human is physically draining on the body and the change of hormones that you have to deal with, she lost her baby. I'm surprised she was even okay for visitors. I personally don't think I'd make it out of my room for weeks. Right? This would be insensitive even after a first trimester miscarriage, but a stillbirth is about 10,000 times worse. I had an early miscarriage and I still wound up so depressed for months that I lost my job. I can't even imagine going through that and then trying again and going through a whole pregnancy and losing the child. Just the sight of the pregnant sister-in-law would have sent me running away in tears. Putting everything else aside, it is a huge breach of etiquette to ask anyone to throw a shower on your behalf. A baby shower, or any shower, is traditionally thrown by a non-family member of their own volition. It is tacky to ask someone to throw you a shower, and it is beyond trashy to demand a shower for a second baby from a family member. To demand all of that from a family member who just lost her own child during a pandemic is garbage person behavior. The icing on the cake is that the couple sprang the request during what was supposed to be a sympathy call. I don't know what level of dysfunction exists in this family that made the ops mother ask him for an apology for losing his temper, but she needs to sort out her priorities. Not the butthole. Side note, I don't have anything against baby showers, or sprinkles, for subsequent babies. That is something the parents' friends should decide to do or not do though. Miss Manners would have a field day with this one. I got so angry I almost threw my phone. Same. I would be no contact with all these people really effing fast. And ops parents. They need to be dishonorably mentioned on the butthole list. Not to mention the parents for asking original poster to apologize and then telling him his anger was somehow misplaced. Excuse me? Sister-in-law, brother, mother, and father are all crafty people. Sil and brother for even asking and being so ignorant and selfish. Mother and father for enabling their crafty behavior and seeing no problem with it. I felt so angry just reading this. NTA, original poster, I'm so sorry for your loss. This. I didn't even have to read the post, the title alone was enough to make me furious and I had to stand up and pace around the room angrily for a minute. Not the butthole. Not the butthole. I'm so sorry for your loss. I wouldn't talk to family again if they did this. In fact, I would go back to them with some very harsh language and say that you will not be talking to them again unless they apologize for expecting this and then getting upset. That might be a difficult thing for you to do after losing a child. Hell, I would probably do it on Facebook so all of their friends can see what a selfish, insensitive pair of pricks they are. And as for your mom, it's literally her job as a parent to support you in your time of need, aka losing a child. Your sil's need for a effing party pales in comparison. I'm so angry for you both right now. After they left, my mom reminded me that they're the ones sending meals and checking on me and my wife. Yeah, and now you know why. Not out of love, but out of attempting to buy compliance through ineptitude and guilt. You don't owe them a damn thing. There was no way in hell any reasonably adjusted person would be that tone deaf. That was malicious, and I admire your restraint. Not the butthole. Yeah, I felt awful after my mom told me that. She managed to make me feel as if I created this terrible situation. Not the butthole. Forget them for now and talk to people who love and support you. I really hope poor original poster and his wife have other family or close friends to offer them support right now. Her parents or siblings maybe? But even if there was literally no one else, they would still be better off without these awful people around, at least for now, but hopefully they will be much lower contact with such heartless people going forward, because why even have people around that you cannot count on to be kind to you during your lowest moments? Not the butthole. Please take an extended break from all your toxic family members while you heal. You both deserved so much better from people supposed to love you. Your bro, Sil, and parents are shickos. Go no contact, and when they eventually, but not until at least a month of them trying to get in contact, has passed. When they ask where have you been, say? Answer confused what? It's been over 2 weeks, I thought y'all would have forgotten about me now and gone on with your life. You didn't create the situation, they did. Don't let your mom, or dad, guilt trip you into thinking you did. You need to be firm and make sure they know they were wrong and should be apologizing. Your father mentions you hurt the people around you. Ask him if that applies to your brother and his wife, too. They hurt the people around them with their insensitivity. Obviously, hurt only applies to certain people in this family. Original poster and his wife don't count. I blast the story all over social media and to all extended family and friends. I bet most people are horrified. Anyone who thinks otherwise isn't someone you want in your life. Blood relatives or not. They got one thing right: an apology is owed, but it shouldn't be from you. I'd send them all a message telling them that what they did was way out of line. You both are grieving a huge loss, and for them to pull a stunt like that was selfish and inconsiderate. I wouldn't speak to any of them until heartfelt apologies are issued to you and your wife. Honestly, who needs family if they pull stunts like that? Your wife is going through so much right now, it's got to be incredibly hard to even look at your sister-in-law with her being pregnant, but to demand a baby shower on top of that. Them doing you guys favors and showing sympathy at first doesn't mean that they're allowed to be insensitive now. Kindness isn't supposed to be transactional, and if they just did it so that you owed them, that's on them. They didn't exactly say, hey, we're going to bring you food and a shoulder to cry on. Just remember, we did this when we ask you for an insensitive favor in the future. You'll owe us. Honestly, you should tell each and every one of them to go F themselves. It's the nicest piece of advice I can offer you without being banned from the sub. Nah homie, you're being gaslighted. You have every right to feel the way you feel. And you were justified in your actions. NTA obviously. I admire you for not biting your mom's head off. I would have hung up after 1 minute. Don't let her berate you over nonsense like this. Boundaries. That's what I came to say. So completely oblivious or just plain self-involved, they have no concept of other people's situations. Not the butthole. They were so insensitive it's practically sociopathic. Not the butthole. Your sister-in-law is tacky as F and completely oblivious to decency and social norms. Your mom as well, unfortunately. Your brother should have told her to STFU about her baby shower. You protected your wife as best you could, considering the circumstances. Sending people aid when they're having a crisis does not give you the right to treat them like robot slaves. Sending people aid when they're having a crisis does not give you the right to treat them like robot slaves. You are not obligated to anyone for their kindness to you. Op. If kindness or love or sympathy is given with strings attached, it's merely manipulation with a pretty bow on top. Edited to add, not the butthole for sure. If kindness or love or sympathy is given with strings attached, it's merely manipulation with a pretty bow on top. Very well put, and it fits perfectly here. Not only was sister-in-law being rude, insensitive, tacky, and heartless, all three of them are being massively selfish, not just for asking a grieving woman to host a baby shower, but asking a woman who is grieving the death of her baby to host your second baby shower. Like, how entitled and selfish do you have to be to even think it's okay to ask someone who's going through what original poster and wife are going through to host a last-minute baby shower for your second child? Where I'm from, it's very tacky to ask for a baby shower when it's not your first baby. Sister-in-law doesn't need a baby shower, she just wants all the attention and free gifts that come with one. Greedy, greedy, greedy. And mom is just as big a butthole as brother and Sil. I mean, how dare she? Don't forget the baby stuff original poster got for her stillborn sis-in-law wanted. Greedy. Well, since his brother sat there smiling, he obviously enjoyed everything. They knew it would hurt them. Original poster shouldn't allow anybody to visit anymore. Get takeout but don't accept any help. Seems like it comes with conditions. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.